I will change pattern. Morning I will start this kind of stories. But if you do mistake, no problem. No problem. You should know how to change it. Guys, here actually Siddiq asked question yesterday, but he didn't came today. So Netbios, actually Netbios understand 25 characters. What is it? This Netbios, like you have a computer, anything, computer or a server. So the computer name is nothing but Netbios name. Why I told earlier, so computer name nothing but a NetBIOS name. NetBIOS name is here like this. What is this NetBIOS will do? Actually, NetBIOS name understanding, like your computer name is 40 characters. Your computer name you given 40 characters, but NetBIOS take only 25 out of 40 only. So like that. So it is bind IP address, not IP address, IPv4 address to your computer name. Computer name can be any name, like a computer name. Okay. Next. This is NetBIOS mapping. Name and IP address or IP address and name. So anyway we can tell it. Okay. So you can search. Okay. So NetBIOS 16 bytes it is telling. Okay. But actually as I know 25 characters maximum in a new PCs. So either it is 16 or 25. So I have to check in PPT also. If I go to the old PPTs, then need a 2008 PPTs. This one is not there. It's okay. It is showing like all this in user for a thing and all. You know, when you open a PC and if you go to the network, so I will show you this thing. If you click on this network, okay, if you click on this network, in the network, so it will show the name. See, so when you are communicating from one PC to another PC, that time automatically, okay, automatically you'll get to the name. For example, I'm going to CMD. Okay, initially you may not recognize, but later you will possible recognition. So I'm pinging to my server, right? So CTS to win S1. But both are in a separate network. But VMnet1 why is it is connected? So I got an IP address of this domain. Maybe next time if both are in a same network, okay, I will show you because it's a server also. Okay, so because of network discovery and all kind of stuff, we can communicate with the name also without a DNS. Without a DNS, we can communicate with the names also possible. First thing, and within the LAN network. Within the LAN network. So NetBIOS use is LAN network only. In the LAN only. NetBIOS use in a LAN only. So we got little bit confusion. 25 or 16. So we have to check it properly once again. 16 or 25 characters or 16 bytes it is telling, but character wise we'll don't know. So this is a NetBIOS thing. Means NetBIOS means nothing but your computer name, the computer name and IP address mapping, and also like IPv4 address. Why specifically NetBIOS only work with the IPv4 only. It won't understand IPv6. It's a very old protocol. And domain IPv4 domain NetBIOS. It means it means no extensions. no separate extension kind of stuff. No dot coms, this kind of stuff. No dot com, no org and all. The first part only. The first part only. For example, if I put a contoso.com. So what is a domain netbios? Contoso is a netbios. Okay, domain netbios. So here it is. I'm typing um, s1.contoso.com. Sorry, what I am s1.contoso.com. So here in this one, s1 means host name or a computer name. We call computer name or a host name. S1 is a host name. Contoso is a your domain name. Actually, your domain name. .com. What is a .com? Is a it's a hierarchical way. It is a hierarchical way. Top level domain. It's top level domain in a hierarchical way. So like namespace type. NetBIOS name works in a LAN only, but these domain names usually the domain names are FQDNs. So what is this? It is a FQDN, right? FQDNs, fully qualified domain names. Okay, fully qualified domain names. This is not fully qualified domain name. Only if you give contoso.com means it's not fully qualified domain name. If you give all the combinations, it means fully qualified domain name, including the main top level domain also. Okay, if you give s1.contoso.com contoso only, this is partially qualified domain name, means you are not giving fully qualified domain name. FQDNs use for local means LAN, local means LAN, and also internet. Exactly say local intranet. Internet. Intranet means what is intranet? Local network within the network. Intranet. Internet outside of the network. So public network. Internet means public network. Intranet, your private network inside of your network. That is called a intranet. So last time one guy is small, very small point. It's normally if you think you will give an answer, but he didn't give an answer for that one. He given an answer for everything. He didn't give this answer. Intranet, internet. So I already told if you don't give answer for very basic things, that is you will get a problem. Internet. So intranet means local network. Internet means outside of your local network. So this is a FQDN, fully qualified domain name we use in both the places. Okay. NetBIOS is we require a LAN connect inside a LAN connection only, not outside of means no, it won't work in a internet. Simple. Your IP address and computer name, that is also considered as this one. For example, if you go to the CMD, I'm bringing to my self PC. What is my PC name? Okay, so it is intranet means because of NetBIOS it is syncing, but it is giving a IPv6 or IPv6 enabled, no? So that's why it is giving like that. So don't worry about that one. So we'll see that one. So what is that IPv6 kind of stuff? If you are using IPv6, so LLMNR, LLMNR. So in IPv6, LLMNR, IPv4 NetBIOS, IPv6 LLMNR. Okay, what is LLMNR? Like this. Okay, so if you are using IPv4, so Netbios will work. Okay, if you are using IPv6, okay, if you are using IPv6, LLMNR will work. So this is also without any DNS, without having any DNS in local network. So it will resolve your name to IP address. So when I type my computer name, it's showing IPv6. It means it is a LLMNR. Okay, NetBIOS works with only IPv4. LLMNR works with both IPv4 and IPv6 also, but NetBIOS only IPv4 only. So that is understand. Okay, that's why I said don't put a big names also, very big names. Okay, don't put the very big names. It will give a problem. Okay, so this is NetBIOS, and NetBIOS usually IP address to your computer name binding. Either it is domain name and as well as your computer name. Someone send a message. Sonali asked one question. So DNS provides IP address for a domain names. It is possible to get domain name from DNS if we provide IP address to DNS. Possible. Okay, because of the records. Possible. How possible means we'll see that one. Have to check. Okay, so that a point I will go again. So you have to keep the question. Okay, guys, this is it. But NetBIOS or LLMNR, NetBIOS and LLMNR resolving your name to IP addresses, right? Name and IP addresses are mapped in a NetBIOS and LLMNR list, right? But why we need a DNS? DNS resolve domain names. Domain names are a FQDNs. DNS resolve domain names and FQDNs. Of course, in a DHCP, at the time of DHCP, there is a one option came, right? Wins server. Okay. What is Wins server? Windows Internet Naming Service. Windows Internet Naming Services. Earlier days of Microsoft Windows, so they put a proprietary protocol called WINS protocol. This is like a DNS only, but WINS protocol, okay, for a WINS protocol. So what happened to WINS protocol? It is a proprietary of Microsoft. Only works in a Microsoft Windows only. It only works in a Windows only. It only works in a Windows only. It's not a open protocol. Okay, Windows to Windows communication, and it use NetBIOS to resolve the name resolutions. And NetBIOS means it only works with the IPv4 only, so it won't work with no FQDNs. Okay, it won't work with FQDNs, fully qualified domain names, kind of stuff. Wins won't support. Next, Wins not support IPv6 also. Pins won't support IPv6 also. So if you have a notepad, then I will show you. That is X means not there, cross mark. Okay. So FQDN IPv6 not available, and it is not a open protocol. If you are using a other than a Windows operating system, it won't work. So it is a Windows only Microsoft proprietary protocol. and only we can use in Windows operating system only. Netbios only work, IPv4 work. So this is a more efficient in a internal network or a intranet network only. But DNS in a DNS, the DNS is a open protocol. It is open protocol. So if I have a Linux, then also I can make that Linux server as a. So for example, I have a Linux server. So I can make Linux server as DNS server also. Okay, I don't require Windows. Okay, if I have a Windows, okay, if I have a Unix, so any server. So if you have any server operating system, you can make that one as a DNS server. Of course, you can device-wise DNS servers also there. Means hardware servers also there. So it's a open protocol. Means anybody can able to use it. And it's a open protocol. Second, it support IPv4 and IPv6 also. It support IPv4 and IPv6 also. Next, it support FQDNs, fully qualified domain names. It support FQDNs also. So that is the main thing. So DNS, okay, and DNS used in a both intranet and internet also. Okay, so what how we are getting an IP addresses like that. Okay, next. I got one question from Sonali. That is very good question actually. It is, for example, if I ping to google.com, I will get IP address, right? If I ping to that google.com IP address, can I get a name for it? We'll test it first of all. Actually, we won't get like that. That work in a different way. So like ping www. So why it is taking that much of time? That is google.com IP address. So I given a name, I got IP address. If I give IP address, then what will happen? You'll see. You are not getting IP from directly, but that is different way is there. That is called reverse lookup zone is there. From reverse lookup zone, IP to name resolution is also there. But we should know how to get IP to name kind of stuff. This is only we are communicating. Just while communicating, automatically it is we got a IP address by name. If you give a name and you got an IP address, but you are giving a direct IP address in communication, so directly you are communicating. But if you give, like if you know the IP address and you want to know the which one is belongs to this one. If you want to know, um, um, this is called a lookup. Who is or lookup? I'm going to who is and also lookup. So can you see this one? This entire series is used by Google only. These are all name. This is a name and IP address and the locations. This is who is. Then you can directly go to who is also. Currently my public IP address, and you can go through any IP address here, lookup. So if you click on lookup, and you can find where is the server, and which class it is showing, longitude, latitude kind of stuff. This is the host name of actual host name, that router, right? And net name Google something, it is showing like this. Okay. Earlier days we have a lot of IP address type is there also. Try another thing, otherwise CLS thing. So this is a different name it is showing now. Mark. So copy this one. So this is a facebook.com. This is the host name. Okay, this is the location it is showing like map, but you didn't find what is the exactly Facebook. Okay, it is showing organization name is facebook.inc. Okay, that facebook.com, that their address and registration kind of stuff here it is, and actually the router location it is showing here. Got it? So you can try this
Yes,
one.
sir.
Just normally I'm telling this one, like lookup part. Okay, because in a reality we can show in a lab environment. It is there, but exactly I didn't remember. Reverse lookup zone is there, so that why we can see. So we'll see that one next part of this one. So understand, guys, what is a Netbios and what is FQDN, fully qualified domain name, and like this. Next, one more is there, that is called a NSLOOKUP. Okay, so I want to tell this one here only. How to get a NSLOOKUP kind of stuff. What is the NSLOOKUP? Your FQDN. What is your FQDN and what is your IP v4 address or IP address? Any IP address we can look up. Okay, so who is your who is your there is a few commands are there, like in a Linux dig command is there, in a Windows we'll see that one. So for example, in my PC, if I put a ns lookup, it means who is your DNS server. Note down this command also. Who is your actually DNS server? So currently it is showing like this because of it got confused between two three things. It is showing default server unknown, but it is showing my okay. Okay. So the command is ns lookup name server. What is your name server? So here is my server, actual server. This is server. Of course, I'm going to start my client also. Okay, I'm in a server, so I'm going to cmd. I type ns lookup. Here also won't get properly till I change this one. Okay, where is it? Okay, ns lookup. Of course, there are a lot of commands are there. If you put a question mark, also you will get lot of things. Domain name, root name, other kind of options also there. Server name kind of stuff. Okay, okay. So this is a part of ns lookup. So okay, my client is not yet started. So you will understand in a NSLOOKUP. Okay, so what you understand, who is your DNS server? What is that DNS server name? So what you will understand, who is your DNS server. Who is your DNS server? The IP address. Next one is okay, name of the DNS server currently. Okay, like this you can see. In both IPv4, IPv6, their FQDN to name also it will get it. So this is okay. Understand the FQDN, fully qualified domain name and Netbios names. Already I told that one earlier. So this is FQDN. This is your domain Netbios name. This is your host name, means host computer name Netbios name. Okay. This is your extension or a top level domain or other things you can say. Okay. So this is it about your FQDN, NSLOOKUP. So many other commands also there, like in Linux, dig command is there. NSLOOKUP command. Okay, in Windows, command is NSLOOKUP. In Linux, dig, dig. Okay, name resolution thing, you will get it. So next we'll go to the records first of all. So in it. Okay.